Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for a hot minute, but I had to take care of some medical things on my half, and as y'all know, wealth is health, so I had to take time off of YouTube in order, but now I'm back. I don't want to say like I never left because I did leave, so yeah. But for today's topic, we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to talk about the famous quote that goes, the longer you stay on the wrong train, the harder it is to get back to your destination. And I love that quote because as of lately in my life, I've been witnessing a lot of, these situations. And I think that as much as that quote comes with a lot of sense, there's a lot of nuance behind it as well. So I give a lot of grace to people who are currently going through this exact quote. But I think there's something so powerful in it because a lot of people will mistake the time that they've spent with somebody for the impact that that person has with them. And so I hear it a lot, oh, but we've been together for such and such, and we've been together for such and such, and we've been together for such and such. And I get it. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of investment that's been done, that's been given to this, other individual, but you are not realizing the impact of your decision because of your fear to leave. And because you look outside the train and you're unable to recognize your environment, or you're like, oh, but I'm never going to figure it out if I get out here. You're also not going to figure it out when you get out over there. So you might as well get off here and then figure your way back out. The closer you are still to your destination, to your starting point. But to tie this whole thing, what I really wanted to talk about is people's fear in starting over. And I think that is really the root of that quote, is that you have a lot of people that stay inside the same situation that no longer benefits them because starting over seems scary, sounds scary, it feels unproductive, it feels like you're jumping back to an area in your life that you were so happy to have gotten rid of or have surpassed. And in comes that famous emotion that I hate so damn much, shame. Oh my God, like I'm taking a turn backwards. I'm taking so many steps backwards. Like I'm not moving forward anymore. Like what is this? Like this feels like I'm not doing what it is that I need to be doing. And I hear you, but imagine, let me put this into perspective that it makes even more sense for people who do go to the gym and things like that, because I feel like I'm spiraling out of control. People always tell you, lift to your capacity. There's no point of you doing 10 reps and they're 10 bad reps. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you might as well just do 6 reps and they're clean reps and your form is all right and you're pushing the weight correctly and you're not injuring yourself, than you were to put yourself in a situation where you're trying to reach that 10 reps so bad, you do 10 wrong reps, or you do 6 correct and then the last 4 are incorrect. Like you're not putting your best foot forward. So sometimes it is completely okay to start back at the right foundation. You want to walk down the right path. You don't want to just be walking. And that's what a lot of people mistake as progress, is like, well, at least I'm moving forward. Like, yes, we moved in together. Yes, we have kids together. Yes, we da 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 da. Obviously, there's a lot of nuance behind that quote. I can understand. But as hard as shift is, change is, or feeling like you're going backwards, you have to understand that the steps you take back are also a part of the dance that you're dancing right now. You need to understand that everything is orchestrated very well and you make these decisions. And even if you're 10 years in, it's not 10 more years that you're spending in it. That's 10 more years that you have to already, fix and go through and heal and undo the trauma that's been done to you. There's something like very important about starting over. I think it's one of my favorite things to do. hands down. Starting over. I think I got that from my mom. We were constantly moving as kids, so starting over was something that we continuously did. And I think that the moment I fear that I am not in the position that I am, starting over is something that I do like this. Like, oh, you know what? This is not it. You know, let's go ahead and start this shit over and try a different procedure, different options, different decisions. Let's try. And I think that mentality scares people, and I can understand why it does, feeling like you gotten so far ahead, but you have to take a step back. So a personal story that ties into why I think this is very important to just get off at a stop. Don't just keep on waiting until that train hits the terminal and then you're having to do that whole way back in order to find yourself again. It's foolish. When I was studying, I had moved to Belgium. I moved to Belgium first year. It was COVID. Everything was shut down. I would damn near enter depression off of that shit. I lost 7 kgs in 2 months. I mean, life was just, life was laughing. Okay. Life was laughing. And I made the decision, and within the first, I think, 6 months, like, hey, the savings that I got are running low. I gotta go back and regroup. Like, retreat, and let's reanalyze this plan again, and let's start this all over again. And I remember making that decision, and I called my mom. I was like, hey, I'm coming back home temporarily. I'm just going to work, save up, and we gonna try this shit again. And thank God at the time I had very supportive parents, and coming back wasn't an issue. Obviously that's not the same situation for everybody, but I had to take that step back, because then I think I worked for 4 or 5 months, and I saved up enough money to find a new apartment, move back to Belgium, and then just go right back into studying. I paid my tuition off 3rd year. Obviously, we're talking about European rates. So if I have any American people watching me, it's definitely, I didn't pay, you know what I'm saying, 30K or anything like that. But definitely my tuition was paid off. And it goes to show that at that moment, it did feel like I was taking a step back. But when I kept on weighing every option in front of me, it was the wisest decision that I could do was actually step back. Like, I needed to step back, negotiate my terms and conditions to then be like, okay, I need to go this route right here. And then we need to, keep growing. This could happen anyway. This could happen through breakups. This could happen through, you finish school, because that's also starting over. Like, you're starting adulthood. Like, you're starting a new life over. You just finish and close the chapter. You moving out your mama's house. Small things. Enjoy the shift of starting over, the humbleness, the uncomfortability. You got to get used to it, because then it teaches you already later down in life the importance of just walking away when things are not looking your way. You no longer think like starting over is such a big thing, because you've done it so many times that it's just like, you know what, for the sake of my peace, my mental, my happiness, I think it's wise for me to take a step back. When people don't honor you, take a step back. When you feel disrespected, take a step back. Taking step backs don't always have to mean complete breakup or you ending or cutting somebody off. It just sometimes really means just taking a step back, analyze the situation. How is this benefiting me? And I know, like, obviously a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but it can come off as very selfish. You never know what somebody is going through, obviously. But it's important that you prioritize yourself and how this person is making you feel, which is why it's important to step back, because now you step back, you see that this person is struggling with a lot more things that they're letting people on. And when you felt disrespected, you understand that the disrespect wasn't intentional. It just came across that way because this person was going through such and such. So stepping back allows you to not only like renegotiate your terms, it also allows you to see the bigger picture of things. Sometimes we tend to be in a very tunnel vision. Oh, because I've been with this person for da 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 da, they should da 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 da. And I'm a victim of that too. Like, I always assume that people should know things, and it's not always the case. So before jumping into conclusion, I like to jump into the last paragraph of the body, okay? And I like to, like, you know, really reread, really be like, okay, you know what, I can understand that this person didn't intentionally do this to piss me off. It was just simply because of the fact that there was a lot of things weighing. There was pros and cons. There were things in limbo that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could only respect the person at that point. So very, very important. Do not stay on the wrong train for too long. Embrace starting over, because you see it in relationship dynamics where people stay in a very, very toxic marriage, and they'll tell you things like, well, I stayed for the kids. And but you're doing a disservice to the kids by even staying. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, regardless of who the parents are, men or women, you should not stay in a situation that makes you feel like you must always step out of characters, or your morals and values are always being like tussled with. There's no benefit that comes from that, you know? So that was all I had to get off my chest for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share this video to somebody who actually needs to hear this. Like, get off that train, girl or boy. Doesn't matter. You know? Don't stay stuck. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's so good to be back, guys. Bye, my loves.